What is up, everybody? JonD here, bringing you another video, and today I will be jumping in Star Wars Battlefront. Today we'll be playing some Battlefield, of course, because DICE is the maker of Battlefront. I'm not really much of a Star Wars fan. I don't really know much about it. I never got into the Star Wars scene when I was a kid growing up, but I absolutely love DICE games. I love the Battlefield series. One of my most favorite FPS games of all. I think DICE is up there with Treyarch as far as FPS goes. And I really enjoy Battlefield. I've loved all Battlefields, but I really jumped into Battlefield around Battlefield 3. But anyway, I'm going to be jumping into Star Wars Battlefront. Obviously, the release trailer came out. I'm really hyped for it. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait to see how they do put this game together. I am going to be showing you clips and breaking them down and trying to do the best ways that I can see them implementing things into the game. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you the full trailer release, mainly due to copyright reasons. I don't want to really upset anybody at DICE or EA, so I'm not going to be showing the actual real release trailer due to copyright reasons, but I am going to be showing you some clips from it, breaking it down the best way that I can, and giving you my take on how they might implement things into the game. I do believe it's going to be sort of like a Battlefield game, but only in a Star Wars kind of fashion. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. I got high hopes for this game. For Destiny doing a flop and Ghost and Advanced for not doing as good. But I think this game is really going to be something to look up for. Hardline obviously didn't do good. And I think the main reason for that is because they took too much from COD and tried to make it. But I got a good feeling about Battlefront. I think it's going to be a good game. So here we go. Let me jump right into the first clip I got here from the actual trailer release. Now, this first part right here is these kind of flying hover things. Like I said, I'm not much of a Star Wars fan, but I did do some research on these. And this is actually called an ATRT Walker. Kind of like a hover bike almost. I'm not really sure much about it. Like I said, I wasn't a Star Wars fan. But the way I could see them implementing something like this into a game would be kind of like the Jeeps and the vehicles in Battlefield 4 and 3. How you could just hop in them. You can have your teammates coming with you. Maybe controlling a side seat or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool to see. And as far as implementing it, I think it'd be really awesome. Here's some gameplay of Battlefield 4. As you can see the Jeep, and you can just get in a Jeep and go. And I think that would be the best way they could implement something like that into a game. I mean, again, the multiplayer for those is going to be absolutely insane. And I think it's going to be amazing. As you can see right here, you just jump into the Jeep and go. You can call your friends into it, and you can ask people to jump on with you. There's plenty of seats for people, so I think that would be the best way they would implement those into the game. I mean, it is kind of interesting to see how they would do it, because, you know, it is a hover kind of thing. I'm not really sure. But pretty interesting. Really is interesting. Pretty good graphics on that release. I was really surprised. But anyway, here we go. We're going to jump into the second clip, another vehicle that they show. And this is actually called an ATST Walker. And this kind of reminds me of some, like, this kind of would be the BTR of Battlefield, you know, kind of like another stationary vehicle with guns and turrets on it. And as you can see, the soldier throwing down this kind of shield thing. I'm not really sure much about that. I don't really know what that is. And but that's pretty cool. But the way I can see them implementing that would be like a kind of like a BTR is another secondary vehicle you can hop into along with the Jeeps, the tanks, the helicopters, and the planes. And pretty cool, awesome little thing. I like the way it looks. And I will be trying to give you the best examples of stuff as much as I can. Like I said, I'm just going off the way I think they could implement all this into a gameplay. Obviously, I know it's going to be an amazing game because DICE is making it, and I absolutely love DICE games. They do a really good job on these games. And here we go. We're going to jump into the third clip that I got. This right here is actually like a hover, kind of like in Advanced Warfare. I see this being kind of like a jetpack. You see it on his back. I don't really think it'd be much like an exosuit, more of like a jetpack flying in the air, and it does have hover ability. I will be showing that too, and I think that's how they would implement that into a game. It's going to be pretty interesting, like I said, to actually see how this works as a mechanic in the game. We know in Advanced Warfare it was kind of weird to get used to, but pretty cool. Here's some Advanced Warfare gameplay. Look at the similarity to how the jetpack look and how this looks. Kind of like Advanced Warfare, but only those are exosuits, and it's like a boost control for Advanced Warfare. These are actually jetpacks, and I got another example right here. As you can see, he's going up in the air. It's exactly like a jetpack. He's flying in there, and he's hovering. So it's kind of like two implemented in one. So that's pretty interesting. I really thought that was pretty cool. To actually see that in multiplayer, you can hover, use jetpacks, fly around. It's going to be pretty amazing. And we're going to get into the fourth clip here from the release. This This is amazing. I think this is going to be like a tank. Kind of like the tanks from Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. I think this is going to be what the tanks are like. You can hop into it. You got plenty of guns, a lot of turrets. Your teammates, your friends can jump on with you, and you guys can just go to town on enemies. It's actually called an AT-AT Walker from Star Wars. Like I said, I don't really know much about Star Wars. Wasn't really into that back in the day. But if this game is good, I'm going to absolutely love it. And this is how I think this would be implemented, though, like a tank. Just spawns at your base. You can hop into it. You can get your friends. You can call your friends over and get into it. And you guys can just freaking wreck the whole entire team on the other side. And here's some Battlefield 4 gameplay of a tank. This is how I think they would implement it right here. As you can see, you just walk up to the tank, hop into it, start driving it. You got the gun, the machine gun. You got a secondary seat for a friend. You can destroy stuff, run right through it. And you got the secondary gunner as well for your friends who could jump into the seat. Maybe more seats would be cool, because I know the tank's only got 2 seats. It's kind of boring whenever you got like a whole squad and only 2 people can ride in a tank at one time. But I can see why they only do 2 seats in a tank. Kind of would be a little OP if they had like a 4-man squad in a tank, just absolutely dominating. But I think it would be pretty cool to see how they implement that giant thing as a tank, I think. So getting on to the 5th clip here of the release. This is actually, I think it's called a Starfighter or something like that. They actually have 2 planes here. One's called a B-Wing Fighter, sorry, and a Starfighter. Now, I'm, like I said, not really a Star Wars fan, so I'm trying my best. But I think these would be implemented as, like, Battlefield 4 jets and stuff. As you can see, I got some Battlefield 4 gameplay right here of a jet. As you can see, the similarities between these two kind of almost looks exactly like, as you can go into the third person to the first person view of inside of it, fly around, shoot things. I think that's how they would implement it as far as the spacecrafts in this. And I think it'd be pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know much about Star Wars. I never really played any Star Wars games, but it's pretty interesting. And you can see right here, look at the similarities to Battlefield 4. And this right here's the release trailer. There's I think that's called a B-Wing Fighter. It's pretty cool, really amazing. I am so hyped for this game. I can't wait to see how they do it. I mean, honestly, like I said, not really a Star Wars fan, but I know there's a lot of futuristic kind of feel to Star Wars. And lastly, I want to show, this is how I think it would be just like Battlefield. As you can see right here, the soldiers are running up. You see him calling out. He's calling his team, kind of like he's directing his team towards a point. Now, in Battlefield 4, you can actually do this. It's called tagging. You can actually, I think it's R2 or L2. If you mash one of those, then it would actually ping out the enemy's position or the tank or whatever you're trying to ping out. And it would direct your teammates to where it's at in its location. I think that was what the soldier was doing in there. He was kind of directing his team towards the enemy side, letting them know that they're over there. So I would expect to see, as you can see him pointing, I'm expecting to see kind of like a tag mode in there. And that's how I think that would go, as far as lighting up enemies, letting them know where they're at and stuff. But really hyped for this game. I cannot wait to see it. I've had a lot of hype for this game for a while when I first heard about it, mainly because I heard DICE was making it. And although Hardline kind of was a flop in a way, mainly because I think they went a little too close to the COD community on that. But it was a good market strategy to actually get COD players into Battlefield. And it could help their sales on Battlefront, as far as like you already got COD players over here playing Hardline, so now they'll buy Front if it's as good as, you know, they think Hardline is. But not really going to go into the strategy of how people make money. I go by games. If it's fun, I buy it. If it's not fun, it gets a bad review, I don't buy it. But Destiny was a flop. We all know that. Call of Duty Ghost was a huge flop. I don't even want to talk about that shit. And Advanced Warfare, it didn't do what a lot of people expected it to, and I was kind of surprised because, like I said, a new mechanic like exosuits and stuff, I kind of had high hopes for that game to be pretty damn good. But apparently a lot of people have different taste on it now. And we've had a long, hard year for FPS games from Destiny, Ghost to Advanced Warfare to Hardline. All those games did not do what the past FPS games have done, and it's really hurting the community. But I got really good high hopes for Battlefront. DICE did an amazing job on Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 was a pretty big hit for the FPS community, I think. A lot of people play it, and Battlefield 3 was absolutely amazing. I thought that game was just absolutely groundbreaking. I think I have 200 and something days actually played on Battlefield 3. It was non-stop playing. I got so addicted to that game. Battlefield 3, amazing. And obviously 4 was just as good. I did think the maps were kind of getting stale. I think the maps could have been a lot better in Battlefield 4. But other than that, amazing game. Really love it. And I want to know your guys' take on how you may think Battlefront would be. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I do not have any negatives towards Battlefront yet. Obviously, we don't know much about it, just a trailer release, and as you can see, there's a lot going on in that trailer release. I wish I could have played the whole trailer for you guys, but unfortunately I can't due to copyright reasons. I don't want to get on anybody's bad side at DICE or EA, so I'm going to make sure I don't cross any boundaries, but I was allowed to show clips of it and break it down as long as I didn't show the entire thing. And that's fair for me. I just wanted to talk about some of the tech and some of the gear and some of the vehicles that I saw in it and just give you my overall perspective of how I think it could be implemented into the game. And I'm really hyped. I really am. And obviously Black Ops 3 is coming out this year. Extremely hyped for that too. You already know I'm a huge Call of Duty fan. And Black Ops 3 is going to be amazing, I think. I think Treyarch's going to knock it right out of the park. And it's kind of amazing because you got DICE and Treyarch both at this year making 2 games, and I got high hopes for both of them. I'm not going to say which one's better, which one worse, because I like all FPS games, even if they do suck. Now, I never bought Ghost because I was in kind of troubling times around that time. Didn't really want to buy it, and but I've bought almost every Call of Duty game and Battlefield game, so I'm a huge fan of Treyarch and DICE. I think both of them are probably the greatest FPS game producers there are in history. And that's my opinion, my perspective on it. And yeah, guys, just wanted to do a little video here, let you guys know and let you guys see some of the clips and give you guys my perspective on things. And if you haven't watched the release trailer, go check it out. It's really amazing. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. If so, drop a like and subscribe. This is JonD. I'm signing out.